Excuse me, but do you have a room for the night? You see, the road has washed out, and my horse had a flat tire.
Well, maybe I
must tell you, I am not alone. I am traveling with my beautiful assistant and a hideously deformed monster.
Oh, hideously deformed is right.
Watch it. I'm the beautiful assistant. Oh, boy.
Welcome to Hubba-Wha, a Muppet quiz show brought to you by toughpigs.com. All right, I can't keep that up. But it's your favorite quiz show that's not like the others. Here, Muppet fans, Muppet professionals, and everyone in between competes for fabulous prizes and to see who's this week's toughest pig. I'm your host, Becca Petunia of toughpigs.com. And this week, we're celebrating the only thing I like as much as Muppets, Halloween. That's right, boys and ghouls. Today on Hubba-Wha, we're preparing for a magical Halloween adventure of our own as we talk about some tricks and treats from the spooky worlds of that master of horror, Jim Henson. But seriously, Halloween is as much about cute and silly monsters as it is about Michael Myers and company, so the Muppets have always fit right in. Last season, I did an episode all about Muppet monsters, or I guess mainly about Frazzle. This season, we're focusing on some different, maybe less obvious Halloween angles. This meant I really needed to dig deep on Muppet Wiki. And that's right, as always, today's questions were written by me with help from that amazing resource, Muppet Wiki. And speaking of, let's agree to play fair today. Please don't look at Muppet Wiki or any other resource during this game. That's one trick I won't allow on Halloween. Anyway, I'd be a terrible ghost host if I didn't let my friends, introduce themselves. That's why we're going to play our first game, To Tell a Face. Contestants, buzz in to answer some questions about yourself. Whoever buzzes in first will get introduced first. Ready? Go. All right. Our first contestant, Mike, what is your name?
My name is Mike Westfall.
Okay, and we're doing this season because it's a good thing to do, and it's about time that I started doing it. Mike, what pronouns should we use for you in this recording?
He, him is fine.
Okay. Thank you. Second question. So Mike, you're a first-time guest on this podcast and a first-time guest on Tough Pigs podcasts in general. So that means I have to ask you, what's your history with the Muppets?
I have heard of the Muppets. They've always been in my consciousness. I grew up with Sesame Street wallpaper in my bedroom. My earliest memory is jumping up and down on the couch and singing along to John Denver and the Muppets at Christmas together. So they've just been permeated throughout my life, and they've never gone away, and I am grateful for it.
And, I should say, obviously, there's always time for plugs at the end of the show, but you have a podcast of your own, and you sometimes talk about Muppets on that podcast, including recently Anthony Strand of toughpigs.com and I were on to talk about Elmo Saves Christmas. So tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Sure, it's a seasonal podcast. It's called the Advent Calendar House. I call it a salute to all holiday specials, but mostly the Christmas ones. And I'm very excited to be on a podcast where 100% of the listeners will understand that reference.
It's funny. There's 2 episodes I recorded already where one was themed around A Salute to All Nations, but mostly America, and the other was about Muppet Vision 3D. So that's like 3 this season where we've made that reference. And last question I'm going to ask you, Mike. What Muppet or Henson puppet do you think is the scariest?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to say when I stared deeply at, I think it's Timmy Monster. He kind of disturbed me as a kid when I would see him on the Muppet Show.
That's fair. That's a good choice. Anyway, Mike, you have earned yourself 20 points.
Hey.
Now, our second contestant, Jared, what is your name?
My name is Jared Fairclough.
And Jared, again, just because I think it's the right thing to do, what pronouns should we use for you?
He, him.
All right.
Although you can also call me boss.
Okay, yeah, well, I was about to say, you are my boss, because Jared Fairclough, everybody knows what you do for Tough Pigs because you are one of the co-owners of Tough Pigs.
I am. I managed to weasel my way in.
Yeah. So Jared, instead of asking you what your history with the Muppets is, because that's obvious, you've got your own Tough Pigs podcast to introduce our guest star. Everybody knows your history with the Muppets. So instead, I don't know, let's do an impromptu performance review. What should I do better?
What should you do better? All right. Well, look, last time I was on this very podcast with Ryan Rowe, and I understood you couldn't play favorites because we were both your boss.
Mm-hmm.
But, he's not here.
Yeah.
And Mike, you seem like a lovely man, but, I haven't got I've never been on your podcast. We've never met. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if I destroy you. So Becca, you can let me win, then you'll be you're already within the top of my favorites anyway, but you'll be slotting right in there above, say, Soberman.
Okay, I'm gonna just copy in some questions about Emu, the TV show. Right, that's an Australian TV show, or is that British?
I've never heard of it.
Okay, well, then I guess it must be British. Then I guess I've ruined things again.
Well, I don't think you'll have to worry too hard about winning or
yeah, no, it's a British puppet show that I just assumed was Australian because there's an emu in it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a TV show called Emu. It would have been funny if I picked one that's actually from Australia. And Jared, which Muppet or Henson puppet do you think is the scariest?
I've got 2 answers. The first is season 1 Ma Gorg.
Mm-hmm.
Is a genuinely terrifying looking puppet. And then I've also genuinely a little bit terrified of Snuffy. Yeah, I've got a genuine fear of Snuffy. I've expressed that to Marty Robinson. He thinks it's very funny. I've seen Snuffy in the flesh, and he is terrifying. And if you go back and listen to interviews our guest star, I think with Leslie Carrara, Rudolph, and I think it's even mentioned in the Marty episode, Marty likes to do a thing where he just gets in the Snuffy puppet and runs full pelt at somebody and then veers off at the last second. And I think if that happened to me, I don't think I'd recover.
I mean, what's even worse is the old Snuffy puppet, obviously.
Yeah,
of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
I reviewed one of the episodes with that big yellow-eyed Snuffleupagus when we were doing Sesame Rewind on the site. It was the episode where Big Bird gets vaccinated from the 1970s. I forget what disease he got vaccinated for, but anyway. And that puppet is real bad. And I bet it would be even worse if Marty ran at you in that puppet.
Terrifying. Great. Well, there's nightmares I'll be having tonight. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I mean, look, it's Halloween. When we're recording it, it is definitely Halloween right now.
Yes, let's go along with that.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jared, you've also earned yourself 20 points. I'm giving those to you because you are my boss. Otherwise, I would have given you 0 points.
Thank you very much.
But now let's open things up by talking about the most Halloweeny Muppet of all. That's right, I'm talking about Count Von Count. After all, nothing is more Halloweeny than math and vampires, but also math. Anyway, the Count has been around for almost 50 years now, or I guess, if you believe him, 6,523,728 years. As a result, there's a lot to know about him. So we're going to play a game that I'm calling The Song of the Count. In this game, I'll ask you questions about the Count. That's it. Each of these questions is worth 2 points. Buzz in when you know the answer, but please wait until I finish asking the question so our bat friends at home can play along. Ready? All right, here we go.
How do you do? It is I, the Count. They call me the Count because I love to count things.
Question 1. Which Sesame Street writer is credited with creating Count Von Count? Jared?
I'm going to take a guess and say, was John Stone a writer? I'm going to say John Stone.
It is not John Stone, but you are my boss, so I'm going to just say that nicely. It's definitely a great guess, but it is not John Stone.
Okay.
Mike, do you want to try to steal?
I couldn't begin to guess.
All right. It is Norm Styles.
It was one of the two.
Question 2. In the Count's first appearance in 1972, he had a vampiric power that was rarely used in future episodes. What was it? Jared?
That I know. He could hypnotize people with his hands, couldn't he?
Correct, he could. And he used them to hypnotize Bert in that episode. We all know that the Count is a snappy dresser. On which of his eyes does he wear a monocle? Mike?
His left eye?
It is his left eye. I was complaining about this yesterday on Twitter. Question 4. According to the album The Count Counts, what is the name of the Count's radio station, which broadcasts direct from the Sesame Street studios high above Hooper's Candy Store? Jared?
Is it Count 1, 2, 3 or something like that? It feels like it's going to be something like that.
Jared, I'm going to give it to you. It is Radio 1, 2, 3. I will give it to you. That is very close. Question 5. The Count has had many jobs, including as a film director. Which famous Irish actor did he direct in the films Transylvania 65000 and Counting in the Rain? Mike?
Is it Liam Neeson?
It is Liam Neeson, Mike.
Oh.
Correct.
Well done.
And I do want to say this quote is on Muppet Wiki. Liam Neeson has said, I feel like, I'm not going to do his voice. I feel like I've now worked with the great cinematic masters, Spielberg, Lucas, Rubber Ducky, and the Count. My artistic life is complete. Question 6. Since 2017, the Count's castle has been given this street number, which makes it the same as Betty Lou's address from the Sesame Street Treasury. There's my great Sesame Street Treasury reference for this episode. What's the Count's house address? That's also Betty Lou's house address. Mike?
Is it 456 Sesame Street?
It is 456.
The only reason I got that was because you gave that Sesame Street Treasury hint.
Because I made such a big deal about it then.
Well, I had the Sesame Street Treasury, so I remember that.
Question 7. The Count appeared in one Sesame Street newsflash sketch where he counted which 2 famous fairy tale groups? If you can name one. Mike?
I'm going to say the Seven Dwarfs.
The Seven Dwarfs is one.
And
Care to guess the second?
I'm going to guess the Three Little Pigs.
That is correct. Drove Kermit crazy, unsurprisingly. Question 8. Unlike most vampires, the Count can be out in sunlight. In fact, he once relaxed on a tropical island and sang a song about counting coconuts. Which celebrity joined him for this song? Jared.
Was it like Jimmy Buffett or something?
It is not Jimmy Buffett. You're thinking of Jimmy Buffett singing Caribbean Amphibian with
That's
Kermit,
what I'm thinking of, yes.
with Kermit and Jill the Frog on Elmo Palooza.
I'm never not thinking of that.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm gonna do a full Elmo Palooza episode one day. Mike, do you have a guess?
I believe it was Harry Belafonte.
It was Harry Belafonte.
Yes, it was.
Friend of the Muppets, Harry Belafonte. Question 9. At different points, the Count has had a pet cat and a pet bat with this same silly name. What is it? Mike?
It's Fatatatina or Tatita?
I will give it to you. It's Fatatita.
Fatatita.
Question 10. The Count is associated with many countesses, each of whom he is related to in different ways. What is the full name of his main love interest, the Countess? Jared.
Is it Countess von Backward?
So, Jared, I will give you 1 point.
Okay, I'll take it.
He has dated Countess von Backward, but less frequently than the other Countess.
Okay.
So
okay.
I will give you 1 point.
All right, I'll take it.
They almost never use the name of the Countess who he most often is seen with. I had to look this one up. Mike, do you have a guess?
I remember seeing the name Countess Darling von Darling.
Mike, I will give you 1 point because that is the name of the Countess who is his cousin.
Oh!
No, the main Countess, the one who appears the most frequently with the Count and is usually just called the Countess, is named Natasha von Numeral.
I definitely have not heard that one.
I had not heard that one either. And what famous actress and horror movie star did the Count also once take on a date? Jared.
That was Julianne Moore.
Did that happen?
Wasn't he? He was in a thing with Julianne Moore, definitely.
Was he?
But I know who you're talking about.
That wasn't who I was looking for,
fine.
but you know what? Let me check. You know, I will give it to you because I don't necessarily know if they were supposed to be on a date, but she was in Far From Seven with the Count, a spoof of Far From Heaven, the Julianne Moore movie. I'll give you 2 points. Mike, do you know who I was thinking of in this classic sketch?
You might have been thinking of Susan Sarandon.
I was thinking of Susan Sarandon, but I will absolutely give Jared 2 points as well for Julianne Moore. Question 11. In a sitcom parody, the Count is horrified to learn that Countess Natasha von Numeral and Prairie Dawn are using a made-up number instead of a real one. What made-up number were they using in this sitcom parody? The number is the sitcom parody.
I'm trying to think of like a sitcom that had a number in the name.
All right.
I've got Three's Company in my head.
It was not Three's Company because 3 is a real number. It was one of my favorite sketches, the 20-something sketch, where the Count is horrified every time anybody says 20-something.
No.
Based on, what was it, 30-something?
30-something was the show.
Yeah. And question 12. Matt Vogel's Count debuted in an official Sesame Street YouTube video. What important milestone did the Count commemorate in song? Jared?
That was 1 billion views on YouTube for
That
Sesame Street.
was 1 billion views on YouTube for Sesame Street. And I would have accepted any number. If you got that number wrong, I would have still given it to you. I guess if you said 3 views, I would have questioned it.
But as we've just discovered, 3 is not a real number. So.
Yeah, okay, true. Anyway, so counting our bonus question about Susan Sarandon and the question about the Countess who's his cousin and Countess von Backwards, that's 15. 15 wonderful questions.
Radio 1, 2, 3.
And now you will listen to a word from our sponsor.
Friends, has your accounting been a little dull lately? Not much fun, Well, maybe it's because you can only count to 10. So, let me tell you about the wonderful number 15. It's just 5 more than 10. It keeps 14 from crashing into 16, and it's real easy to count to.
Now, Halloween might be a holiday about ghosts and monsters, but it's also about trick-or-treating. And that means dressing up. That's why we're going to play a game that I'm calling All Dressed Up.
I'm all dressed up and ready to go.
In this game, I'll be asking questions related to Muppets and celebrities in costumes. That's right, it's still just a regular trivia game, but now it's about costumes. Anyway, can you see through these costumes and see the truth? Each of these questions is worth 2 points. Please wait to buzz in until you've heard the full question. Here we go.
Keep listening for the word imposter today on Sesame Street. Hey, you're an imposter. That's the word of the street.
Question 1. Which named Muppet Show character appears dressed as a mummy in the opening number of the Gladys Knight episode of The Muppet Show? Jared?
Is it Fozzie?
It is not Fozzie. Good guess, though. There's 2 whatnots. That's why I specified named Muppet character. Mike, do you have a guess?
I'm going to guess Gonzo.
It is Gonzo.
Oh.
This was one of my favorite episodes as a child because I had a lot of season 5 taped directly from TV. My dad had taped them. And yeah, Gonzo is a mummy. And it's funny because when he turns his head, it's the same joke as Darth Vader. When he turns his head, it's revealed that he's Gonzo. Question 2. In a classic Sesame sketch about Ernie's disguise kit, what 2 costumes does Ernie wear? Mike?
I remember one being a pirate.
One is a pirate.
Is the other one a wizard?
It is not a wizard. Good guess. Jared, do you know the other one? Mike, I'll give you 1 point.
Is it Little Red Riding Hood?
It is Little Red Riding Hood.
The beard threw me off because he still had the beard on.
Yeah, he still has the beard as Little Red Riding Hood. Yes. What a great sketch. And of course, there was a book, Ernie's Disguise Kit, that was the same thing. I had that as a kid. Question 3. In Muppets Most Wanted, this actor dresses as Fozzie Bear during the Gulag's talent show. Jared?
That is Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo, another great friend of the Muppets, Danny Trejo. Question 4. Similarly, in the Muppets 2011, this celebrity dresses as Animal while serving as the Muppets drummer Animal. Jared?
That would be Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl, another great friend of the Muppets. It's just Friend of the Muppets episode. Question 5. This Kuzbanian creature is capable of disguising itself as anything, including Kermit the Frog.
I got nothing.
Mike, do you remember? One of those Kuzbane sketches?
The one that pops into the mind was from the Muppets Valentine show. I do not know any other Kuzbanian species by name.
It is, of course, the Kuzbanian Foob.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, geez, how could you not know it was the Kuzbanian Foob? Question 6. While directing his film, The Summer of Snuffy, this director was forced to play the role of Mr. Snuffleupagus. Jared?
Just for some reason I have in my head, Bob.
It is not Bob.
But I'd like to have seen Bob dressed as Snuffy.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, there were so many. I know, was it Shane who did a piece on all of Bob's costumes?
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, there's so many good ones. What a legend. Mike, do you have a guess who directed The Summer of Snuffy and was forced to play Snuffy?
Drawing a blank.
Okay, well, it was, of course, the real-world director of the film The Summer of Sam, Spike Lee.
That's who it was.
Okay.
He wanted Snuffy to read his lines in different emotions, and Snuffy was unable, so Spike Lee decided he would play Snuffy in the movie. Jared, more or less scary than regular Snuffy?
Not quite as scary. Scary in a different way, I think.
Yeah, I mean, certainly smaller. Spike, I've never seen...
for sure.
I've seen Snuffy in real life. I've never seen Spike Lee in real life. Question 7. In the special, A Magical Halloween Adventure, Telly Monster dresses up as this triangular object. Mike?
Piece of cheese.
A piece of cheese. He is specifically super cheese.
Yes.
That special is very weird. There is a great early Tough Pigs article where Danny Horn reviewed it from 2004. And Danny reveals that he does not understand Telly Monster. He is incredibly annoyed by the fact that Telly Monster loves things that are triangles. Question 8. In the same episode of the Muppet Babies reboot that introduced Baby Sweetums, Statler and Waldorf appear as monsters to teach Rizzo a lesson about sharing. What type of monsters are they? I should clarify, it's not technically the same episode in the sense that they're 2 11-minute episodes, but these were the 2 11-minute episodes that were grouped together. I just don't want, I don't know. I'm sure there's some Muppet Babies 2018 super fan who's going to get mad at me if I don't specify that. Jared.
I'm just going to take a stab in the dark, and I'm going to say... All right, can I ask one question, and you can say whatever you like? Are they the same, or are they two separate
They are
things?
both the same kind of monster.
Are they werewolves?
They are not werewolves. Good guess. Mike, you want to just guess a monster?
That was going to be my guess. Are they vampires?
No, I'm sorry. They are mummies.
Mummies.
They imagine that Rizzo is looking for treasure in a pyramid or something. Yeah, I saw this episode, just I don't remember it. Anyway, even without wearing an additional costume, this Muppet Show monster has represented both Quasimodo and Frankenstein's monster. Mike?
I'm going to guess Sweetums?
It is not Sweetums. Good guess. Jared, do you want to try to steal?
Yeah, but I've forgotten his name.
You must know it if you forgot his name.
Yeah, it's is it Van Nuter's mate?
It is Van Nuter's mate. Who is of course named. I'm just gonna give it to you anyway in the spirit of the season. But
I've forgotten the name. It's oh, hang on. Sorry, I've just got the Eggy Noggy sketch stuck in my head, and I'm trying to remember. Mulch.
It is Mulch. Mulch is his name. Yeah, he does appear season 5 of the Muppet Show as Quasimodo, and then in Muppets Go Hollywood or Muppets Go to the Movies, one of them, he's Frankenstein, and then after that, he's Van Nuter's assistant. Okay. So now we're going to take a slight detour to talk a little bit about the video game Muppet Monster Adventure. In that game, there are monsterized versions of some of the main Muppets. In these 2-part questions, I'm going to name a Muppet. Buzz in and tell me which of the universal monsters they are in that game. You will also get 2 extra points if you know their monster name from the game. Okay, our first one of these. Kermit. Mike.
He's Frankenstein's monster, and I believe that he's just called the Kerr Monster.
Correct on both counts. Okay, next question. Miss Piggy. Mike, again by a hair, by a millisecond.
She's the bride of Frankenstein, and I believe her name is she's the Ghoul Friend.
She is the Ghoul Friend. Mike, you are doing great at this PlayStation 1 themed.
Also a great game, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I played it recently. By recently, I mean like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. But
That's
I guess
recently for PlayStation.
I was about to
1.
say, considering this game came
Yeah.
out in like, yeah. Okay, next question. Gonzo. Jared.
He is a vampire,
He
Dracula.
is a vampire. Yeah.
But you know what? I couldn't tell you the name. So, Mike, if you want to steal, go for it.
This is the best pun in the entire game.
It is Nosferatu.
Damn it.
He is Nosferatu.
I should have just spent another
Once you said
4
vampire,
seconds.
it came up. It was just
Yeah.
like, oh, that's it.
No, it's the best joke in the game. None of the other ones they tried even half as hard. Like,
Yeah.
I bet Kirk came up with these, and
Yeah.
Anyway, next question. Fozzie Bear. Jared.
He is a werewolf,
Mm-hmm.
and he is the Waka Waka Werebear.
Yep. Again, doesn't feel like maybe tried as hard as Nosferatu. And then last, and definitely least, Clifford. Jared.
He is the swamp monster.
Yeah.
And it's called and it's a muck monster, I believe.
It is the Muck Monster,
Okay.
which is not even a pun. I don't get that one. I don't know what they were trying for.
Because swamp is mucky, I guess. And
Well, no, I mean I know that, but I mean like
yeah, there's no pun to it. There's no Nosferatu, is it?
Yeah. Well, now I know what I'm dressing up as for Halloween. The Muck Monster. No, it's not the Muck Monster. I already promised Scott from Muppet Wiki that I'm gonna dress as Meteora.
Yes.
So here's something scary. This episode, we are not playing Beat the Time. Instead, we're doing something else. We're going to play a new version of an old favorite game, Order Up.
Yes, sir. A rush order on the special there, Charlie.
Sorry, Grover. Order Up isn't a game about being a waiter. Instead, it's a game about placing things in chronological order. I'm going to give you 2 scary moments in Muppet history. Your job is to buzz in and tell me which came first. So if I said, Uncle Deadly appears on The Muppet Show, or The Count appears on Sesame Street, you'd buzz in and say, The Count appears on Sesame Street. That's it. That's the game. Each of these questions is worth 2 points. And of course, you can't steal if your opponent gets it wrong because there's only 2 possible options. All right, you get it?
Got it.
Okay, let's see. Which came first? Question 1. The Alice Cooper episode of The Muppet Show or the Vincent Price episode of The Muppet Show? Jared.
That would be Vincent Price.
It is Vincent Price. Vincent Price, 1976. Alice Cooper, 1978. I don't expect you to know that. I just wrote these down. Question 2. Grover or Hairy Monster? Jared.
Grover?
It is Grover, technically, because he appeared in 1967 as Gleep, whereas Hairy Monster did not appear until the first episode of season 2 of Sesame Street. Question 3. Sweetums or Thog? Mike.
Sweetums.
I'm sorry, it is not Sweetums. Great Santa Claus Switch with Thog is 1970. The Frog Prince with Sweetums is 1971.
Got the release date confused with Hey Cinderella. That's what happened.
That'll do it. That's splurge. That's splurge in
That
Hey
is
Cinderella.
splurge. Yeah.
Question 4. The Soldier and Death episode of The Storyteller, or the Fraggle Rock episode Scared Silly? Jared, by a second.
Fraggle Rock.
It is the Fraggle Rock episode. 1985 for Fraggle Rock, 1989 for Soldier and Death. That was part of the Jim Henson Hour. Question 5. Ernie and Bert explore a pyramid and find a talking statue, or the song Monster in the Mirror. Mike?
Ernie and Bert explore that pyramid.
It is. That was 1982. Monster in the Mirror, not until 1989, which feels late to me.
I thought it was later than that, actually.
Yeah.
I would have actually gone later. I thought that was post-Jim.
No, I mean, it was right on the cusp. I think the celebrity version may have been recorded post-Jim.
Oh, that's why.
I equate it with The Simpsons at the end.
Yep.
That'll do it. That'll do it. But technically it existed before The Simpsons at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where, again, like, and Jared, you're of a similar age to me, if I recall, but like, because I was born in 91, that just feels like it's always been Grover's song.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny to think that he was around for like 20 some odd years.
Yeah.
Without that. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Question 6. Elmo Says Boo, or Muppet Monster Adventure for the Sony PlayStation. Mike?
Elmo Says Boo.
It is Elmo Says Boo. 1997 for Elmo Says Boo. Muppet Monster Adventure wasn't until 2000. Question 7. The song I Want a Monster to Be My Friend is removed from Sesame Street due to controversy, or Elmo first appears on Sesame Street. Jared?
Elmo appears on Sesame Street.
It is Elmo appears on Sesame Street. Elmo's first appearance is in the song We Are All Monsters, which of course is redubbed for Elmo Says Boo and other purposes. That was 1980. I Want a Monster stuck around from like season 2 of Sesame Street through 1984 before parents complained. And then it was only gone for a little bit before it came back with different lyrics for Elmo-Palooza. I have to say that Elmo-Palooza version of I Want a Monster to Be My Friend is very creepy.
I don't think I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Elmo-Palooza. In that, En Vogue is basically like hitting on Cookie Monster and Frazzle, and like, it's weird. It's just weird.
Cool. I guess we're getting Elmo-Palooza's getting cancelled.
Yeah, no, I'm canceling Elmo-Palooza. Question 8. The Cube, or the monster at the end of this book. Jared?
The Cube.
It is The Cube. The Cube is 1969, same year as the first year of Sesame Street. Monster at the end of this book, though, 1971, pretty early in Sesame's run. Question 9. Matt Vogel begins performing Uncle Deadly, or Matt Vogel begins performing The Count. Mike?
Matt Vogel begins performing The Count.
I'm sorry, it is actually Uncle Deadly. He doesn't start performing The Count until that video we talked about earlier, which was 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So Uncle Deadly, of course, he was playing in The Muppets 2011. And question 10, the Sesame Street special, A Magical Halloween Adventure, or the Bear in the Big Blue House episode, Halloween Bear. Jared, do you have a guess?
I'm going to go Bear in the Big Blue House, but I don't like it.
Oh, you should love Bear in the Big Blue House. It's a great show.
No, I don't like the answer.
No, listen, Jared, you are right. Trusting your gut paid off. The Halloween Bear was 1999. Magical Halloween Adventure, which I think I spoiled earlier, was 2004 because I said that that's when the Tough Pigs article was from. Messed that up. But yeah, I mean, hey, you are right. Halloween Bear is older. All right. Let me just total the score. This is actually a very close game, which is exciting. I like close games.
I'm just doing a hell of a lot better than I did in the last one.
Yeah, well,
I think I got like 2 answers correct in the last one.
I put you on a final episode where I pull out like the most nonsense trivia possible. That was the one where I was asking questions about like Gulliver's Travels and where it was like, no one's gonna do, like, you'd need to be Ryan to do even okay at that.
I was against Ryan.
Yes, you were. And this one I feel like is more your speed. I'm asking about specials you've seen and like...
Yeah.
I'm as shocked as you are. I'm thinking, welcome to the podcast feed. Your first opponent is the co-owner of the website.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how little I've seen.
Certainly. Yeah, no, I mean, like, Jared, you are knowledgeable, but you are not like a Shane or a Ryan where I know that you're gonna pull out the most random facts.
Yeah.
Anyway, so our score right now, Mike, you have 52 points, and Jared, you have 58 points.
Ooh, all right.
So it is close.
Anyone's game.
Yeah, and it's time for our final trivia game, kind of. As we mentioned earlier, in 1997, there was a made-for-VHS Sesame special called Elmo Says Boo. It's terrible. I love it. Anthony Strand from Tough Pigs loves it. Did I mention that it was terrible? Anyway, in this special, Elmo goes to the Count's castle to tell him some funny, scary jokes. The special has some old Sesame clips, and I guess it kind of has a plot that's about telling jokes, but it's mostly Elmo and also weirdly Rosita and Telly and Baby Bear and Kingston Livingston III and Joey and Davy Monkey telling basically the worst jokes anyone has ever heard. Here's an example of one of those jokes.
Yes?
Knock, knock!
Who's there?
Bat!
Who?
Better open the door, Mr. Count! Elmo has some funny jokes to tell
you.
This is why we are going to play a game that I am calling Time to Spookalize. In this game, I will tell you an actual joke from the 1997 special, Elmo Says Boo. Your job is to buzz in and give me the punchline. I'll give you some wiggle room if you don't get the wording exactly, but you've got to get close. We take our funny, scary jokes seriously here. Each of these is going to be worth 2 points. And again, these are all real jokes from the special. I will say, if we get to a knock-knock joke, I will do all of the setup myself up until what would be the punchline. You guys understand how knock-knock jokes work. You are not 3.5 years old like Elmo. All right, here are some jokes. Question 1. What's a ghost's favorite dessert? Mike, you buzzed in.
Is it ice scream?
You might think that the answer is ice scream, but I'm sorry. That is not funny and scary enough. Jared, do you want to guess what a ghost's favorite dessert is?
I've got nothing. I think it's one of those anti-jokes. You know, the jokes that just don't have a funny answer? Jell-O.
Listen, that's funnier than any of the jokes in Elmo Says Boo. No, the correct answer is, of course, blueberry pie.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Okay, next question. Where does a bat go to get clean? Jared?
To the bathroom.
Normally, I'd say that's close enough, but I'm taking these jokes pretty seriously.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Close,
fair.
but no cigar. Mike?
The bathtub?
Yeah, the bathtub. Absolutely.
Yeah, well done.
Okay, question 3. What's a ghost's favorite game? Jared?
Like hide and seek because they're visible or whatever.
Close.
Close. Oh, god damn it.
Mike, do you want to steal?
Is it hide and shriek?
It is hide and shriek.
Oh, I'm just so sad.
Question 5. Knock, knock. Who's there? Boo. Boo-hoo. Jared?
Do you need a tissue? Like, because you're crying or something.
I will give that one to you.
Give it to him.
I will give that one to you. It's phrased as, please don't cry. It's only a joke.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that is certainly close enough that I will give it to you. What's the scariest ride at the amusement park? Mike.
The roller ghoster.
The roller ghoster is correct. Question 7. And I do want to say I should have written down who tells each of these jokes, but this one I know for a fact is from Joey and Davy Monkey, because it is, what did the ghost give the monkeys to eat? Jared?
Bananas?
It is bananas.
Awful.
I've definitely talked about them on this podcast before, and I think possibly on Mike's podcast, but Joey and Davy Monkey were characters on Sesame Street when I was a child who only existed to say bananas in a funny voice. They did not have any other gimmick or really any other thing other than just they said bananas in a funny voice.
Funny voice. I'm assuming I can guess the voice that Joey had.
Yeah, I think you probably could guess the voice that Joey Monkey had. Yeah. And I will say, Davy Monkey sounded like David Rudman doing an impression of Joey Mazzarino. Question 8. What's the scariest thing you can have for lunch? Jared?
Jello.
Listen. As someone who has been hospitalized for extended periods of time, it is terrifying when all you can eat for lunch is Jello. But no, it is not. It's not Jello. Mike, do you want to steal?
Is it a sandwich?
It is a sandwich. Question 9. What bat knows its ABCs? Mike.
An alphabet.
It is an alphabet. Oh, can't stop laughing. Question 10. What does the Count say at the beginning of a baseball game? Mike?
I remember this one. Batter up.
It is batter up. See, Jared, baseball is a game that we have here in the United States.
Gotcha. Right. Yep.
Yeah, and the batter is the person who hits the ball. They don't use the animal a bat, though.
Oh, I thought that's how COVID started.
These are the jokes, folks. Question 11. Which bat works for the circus? Mike by a second. Again, Mike's on a roll with these bad... See, here's the difference. Mike is a dad, so Mike understands dad jokes.
Yeah, that's it.
At a deeper level than Jared does.
Is it an acrobat?
It is an acrobat. Yeah. Question 12. What's the first thing ghosts do when they ride in a car? Jared?
Do you know, I can't even think of anything. I just don't put on their seatbelt.
Okay,
and I'm like, I can't even think of.
Make it into a joke. Make it into a joke.
Okay, all right. You're both looking at me like, go. All right, put on their put on their seatbelt.
No.
No,
But
I
you
give
know
up,
what?
Mike.
Funnier than the actual
Funnier.
joke. Mike,
They put on their sheet belt.
they do put on their
Oh.
sheet belt.
Never would have gotten that.
Question 8. What does a ghost put in his ice cream soda? You might say, wait a minute, Becca. It feels like there's already a pun in this. And shouldn't the answer be ice cream? No. Mike?
Is it whipped scream?
It is whipped scream, which again feels like a cheap cop-out. Like,
My answer was going to be boot beer.
see,
So,
here's the thing. I think
Root
Jared's are all funnier. And then our 13th scary joke. What is a baby ghost's favorite game? Jared?
is it peekaboo?
It is peekaboo. And with all those jokes, you must have worked up quite an appetite. So go into the kitchen for some screech cobbler. That's the last joke in the special. That's how it ends. So, we still have 2 quick games to go. First up is, of course, the Anything in the World prize game, because you two are now able to ask me anything in the world, or at least anything in the world of spooky Muppet stuff and Muppet monsters. Each of you will get to ask me a question about the Muppets. If you stump me, you will earn 15 points. Now let me just do a quick point total to see where we're at while you think this over. Hey, it is still a very close game, although Mike did pull ahead in that joke round. Jared,
done.
you have 64 points. Mike, you have 70 points. So again, still very close. But yeah, no. Jared kept overthinking those jokes. Anyway, Jared, do you want to ask me your Stump the Host question first?
I do. In the Vincent Price episode of The Muppet Show, the monster Thudge McGurk shows up in Statler and Waldorf's balcony. According to them, Thudge is a scary actor in the same vein as Vincent Price. What was Thudge McGurk's last film?
I don't remember. I remember Thudge McGurk. I don't remember. The Fly.
It was The Phantom of the Soap Opera.
That's right.
That's a joke. And Jared, you get 15 points, bringing you up to 79. Mike.
There was a Sesame Street storybook from 1986 called Scared of the Dark, where Bert and Ernie go to a scary movie. Can you name the scary movie they go to?
I know that it's not, I mean, clearly, it's like a very stupid title. It's not like an actual scary movie.
No.
It's something like Attack of the Broccoli. Iffy, I know you're listening. I'm sorry. I don't remember this Bert and Ernie story. I'm sorry, Iffy. What is it, Mike?
It's called Ghosties.
You know, that feels like it could be a horror movie from the 80s.
Yeah, you know, like it there might be a movie called Ghosties.
Not that far from Ghoulies, you know.
Right.
I do have to say, today my Amazon stick recommended that I watch Ouija Shark, a movie about a ghost shark who is summoned via a piece of driftwood that has a Ouija board on it. And folks, I'm sure I will have watched Ouija Shark by the time this episode reaches your ears.
I want to go watch Ouija Shark now.
Anyway, Mike, you also get 15 points for that. Meaning that it is still a very close game, still with a difference of 6 points. Jared at 79 points and Mike with 85 points. And that brings us to our final round. It's time for our final high-stakes competition, Say the Word. In this round, you can wager any amount of points. The winner gets the points, the loser loses them. Unlike on Final Jeopardy, you will hear the question before you wager. Again, Jared, you have 79 points. Mike, you have 85 points. All right. Now here's your scary question. One of the earliest Count Von Count songs was the Transylvania Polka. In this spooky number, the Count begins with a mostly spoken introduction, explaining that his song is the favorite of all sorts of monsters, even Dr. Frankenstein. He finishes the introduction by telling an actual famous singer to eat his heart out. What famous singer, also of Central European descent, does the Count taunt before singing the Transylvania Polka?
Oh, this was on Silly Songs, and I've heard it a billion times.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, and this is something that, like, I was listening to. It's on the Elmo Says Boo record, I believe, or record, I say, as if they released that on vinyl, on the Elmo Says Boo CD, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, what did he just say?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to be so upset when I hear this.
The Count's from Romania, right, which is part of Central Europe, and this singer, while not born in Central Europe, comes from Central European descent.
Ah.
Now, Jared, you've definitely heard this song. Mike, you've heard this song, right?
I've heard this song.
Okay, I was gonna say this is one of the ones that was like on the 70s records and stuff.
I don't even know if I have this person's name right, but here we go.
So, I will say both of you made very conservative bets, almost like this is something that weirdly isn't even on Muppet Wiki. Someone needs to get on that, and that someone should be me, but I refuse to learn how to edit Muppet Wiki. That's got to change. Both of you made a very conservative bet. Also, well, let's see if either of you are right. Jared, you bet 1 single point.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I should have bet all of them, because I'm pretty sure this answer's correct.
Yeah, who'd you bet?
Keith Urban.
Yeah, Keith Urban. Yeah, hometown boy done good for you, Jared. Huh?
Yeah.
It is not Keith Urban.
What?
Who is, of course, from Australia. Not. I don't know. Is he of Central European descent, though? Who knows?
Urban feels like a Romanian name.
Yes, sure, exactly. It is not Keith Urban. So, however, you only lose 1 point. Mike, you bet 5 points. Mike, who did you guess?
I guessed Frankie Yankovic, and I don't even know if he sang anything or just played the accordion.
I don't know enough about Frankie Yankovic, or if he's from where he's from, but that is also not correct. You also lose your points, lose 5 points. The correct answer, Eat Your Heart Out, Bobby Vinton.
Bobby Vinton, eat your heart out.
Who was, of course, popularly known as the Polish Prince. Weirdly enough, Bobby Vinton, still alive.
Really?
Yeah.
And goes by the name Keith Urban.
Yeah, and he goes by the name Keith Urban. No.
Exactly.
Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Now. So again, what a close game. A difference of literally 2 points coming down to that Transylvania polka. 78 points, Jared, 80 points, Mike. So Mike wins by 2. That is, I think, the closest we've ever had a game on this show. So I do want to thank you both. So our winner and today's toughest pig is Mike Westfall. Mike,
yay!
Congratulations. You win either your choice of some Screech Cobbler or this tiny, tiny portrait I made of, it's shiny, I'm sorry, it's in a sleeve. This tiny, tiny portrait I made of Count Von Count.
I love it. I will take the portrait because I am allergic to screeches.
Aren't we all? Yeah, and listen, I do have to say, selfishly, and I know Jared is my boss, but I'm glad I don't need to navigate the international post system to get this to Jared.
Well done. Yes, that's the spookiest thing of all.
I already need to send a wedding invitation to a friend of mine in Canada, and I have been putting that off.
And that's hard enough.
That's far enough, exactly.
That's hard enough, but yeah, I guess that too.
And that brings us to the end of another one. So guests, where can people find you if you wish to be found? Let's start with Jared. Jared, where can we find you if you wish to be found?
Well, you can find me on toughpigs.com. And you can find me on Twitter, which is at Jazz Fairclough. But you'll find me. Just type in my name. I'll pop up somewhere.
I'm sure I've tagged you in this post.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And I should say, to introduce our guest star, there's some great episodes of that are still available. And you should definitely check it out. And by you, I don't mean Jared. Oh, you know what, Jared? You should check it out. I don't know if you've listened.
I'm not a fan of the American host in it.
Oh, yeah, no. What's his name?
Jello,
yeah. Davey and Joey Monkey, I believe is their name. And Mike, where can we find you if you wish to be found?
Sure, you can find me personally via linktree.com/Mike Westfall. That's West like where the Wicked Witch is from, and fall like what her broom does when she tries to fly it with no hands.
Oh, very spooky.
And I also have a podcast about TV holiday specials called the Advent Calendar House. It is located conveniently at adventcalendar.house.
And like we said, Anthony Strand and I were on an episode talking about Elmo Saves Christmas. And then Anthony came back to talk about the Flintstones Christmas Carol, which I have to say sounds like it was much better than I always imagined it being whenever he mentioned it during a full season of Moving Right Along. And you've done other Muppet specials on there as well. And I'm definitely going to keep nagging you until I'm on for another Muppet special.
I'd love to have both of you.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I'll be there.
It's a good show. It's fun.
Thank you.
And of course, you can find me at toughpigs.com, the only website that isn't caving in on itself right now. I'm on Tough Pigs. Yeah, no, listen. I say this every episode. We survived 22 years. We survived 22 years. That's longer than Twitter. Longer than Instagram. We can keep going. You can also find Tough Pigs on the Tough Pigs Twitter, the Tough Pigs Facebook, the Tough Pigs Instagram. When I stop being lazy, maybe I'll get a Tough Pigs Tumblr going again. But anyway, and if you like the work we do at Tough Pigs, consider donating to the Tough Pigs Patreon, where you could get even more exclusive free stuff. We also have Tough Pigs t-shirts, which include a Hubba-Wha t-shirt and a shirt I designed inspired by Monster at the End of This Book, and some Pride stuff still, and a bunch of cool things. Muppets Take Manhattan themed shirts. I got another one that should be up soon. Probably is up by the time this episode is posted. We'll get there. So check them out on our Tough Pigs TeePublic page. And if you want to find me directly, not on Tough Pigs, I'm on Twitter at Uncle Petunio. Again, that's Uncle, like the kind of Fraggle that would be a brave explorer. And then Petunio is like the flower, but with an O instead of an A. And I'm on all of the non-Twitter social media platforms at Tall Girl Petunia. That time I spelled the flower correctly. Sure. I mean, look, find me. Who knows what social media site is going to be good by the time this is out? We could all be on Zlormph, the social media site where we Zlormph each other. Anyway, well, I'd like to thank some other people for helping out. Of course, our guests. Thank you both. This was lovely. And Jared, again, thank you for getting up early for us.
You're welcome.
On this cold, wintry day. And also, thank you to Stacy Rosen for writing the theme music to our show. Thanks to Richard Gomez for doing our host artwork. Thank you to Joe Hennis, the Tough Pigs Muppet Fan Podcast executive producer. Thanks to me for writing and hosting and producing and editing and all that. And thanks to Elmo for all those funny, scary jokes. And lastly, thanks to all of you at home for being with us on Hubba-Wha, the Muppet Quiz Show. And as always, Bobby Vinton, eat your heart out. Good night, everyone.
My brother has ghosts in his attic.
Sounds scary.
Yeah, he's on the 10 most haunted list.